Hello you, it's me, and this is a video a little bit about Amber. And by the way, thank you, Little Cringe. I used a photo taken from your video. I thought it was really cool, the little rainbowy things in the back. I don't know, I think it looks cool. Anyway, I digress. I'm not sure where to start. I got really angry earlier today when I saw her latest video regarding her PTSD. And this, I want to know what the hell she thinks anxiety is. What does she really think it is? And I'm not taking away from the fact that she had a very, I don't know how tragic it was. I mean, being ripped away from your parents is pretty tragic. Being ripped away from your brothers is pretty tragic, or siblings. So I'm not saying that she hasn't had a bad childhood, and that can affect you for the rest of your life. I know that I was abused as well, and it still affects me sometimes. And I am highly anxious, and I don't know that I would call that PTSD. I just call it anxiety. But I have trouble even stepping out of the home sometimes because I don't feel safe. And it's a horrible, horrible feeling. And it's one that, for the most part, has not held me back, but it has held me back in certain situations. And it really sucks. Because you want to take control of it, but it's very hard to take control of. And I am not a person who can afford to go to therapy or to get medication. It's very, very difficult. I've tried to do it through my state on several occasions for about 5 or 6 years, and I finally give up because there's such a backlog and they don't take it seriously, and it's just frustrating. So I do my best to help myself, keep myself calm, relax as much as possible, and slowly face my anxiety without freaking myself out too much. It's not a fun journey. I'm laughing, but it's not a fun journey. It's a very hard journey. And I sympathize very strongly with people who also suffer with those issues. And when I hear Amber talk about it, it doesn't even resemble what you would read from in a book. I don't know what she's talking about half the time. I mean, she says, oh, yes, I had a bad anxiety attack and I was crying. Anxiety is not crying. I mean, yes, you can cry. I'm not saying you don't. But it's a lot of things. I know for me, it's the incredible pulsating fear of taking another step because you don't feel like you're going to survive, and your heart is palpitating, and you're sweating profusely, and you're trying desperately not to let other people know what you're experiencing, but it's really hard to hide. And so you just, it's a terrible feeling. It really is. And I have never seen her express anything even close to what panic attacks are or anxiety are. And I hate to be judgmental because I am somebody who suffers from it myself. I really understand it. I've been there. I do that almost on a daily basis, although sometimes it's better than others. But I get it. And it's not something to laugh or joke about. I mean, yes, you can laugh or joke about it in yourself because it's another way of dealing with it, but I don't believe her. And I hate saying that because anxiety does take different forms, but I don't believe her. I believe that, and this is my opinion, just my opinion, that she's fooling herself, she's fooling her therapist or psychologist or psychiatrist, whoever it is she's talking to, and she takes medication, Zoloft, as if it's like an aspirin, like it doesn't really matter, it's no biggie. No, it's a big deal. There's bad side effects that can happen with any medications that you take. You have to, be mindful of what you're doing and pay attention, because, you know, it could happen. Or it can't happen. Maybe it'll help her and it's wonderful. But she's already said it didn't help her at all. So I'm confused why she would go back on a medication that she has already expressed didn't do anything for her. You know, or maybe she's not, maybe she needs somebody to observe her to see if it does anything good for her. You know, that could be a thing. Maybe she can't judge it. But I just don't believe her. And I'm so angry that she takes these things as if they're nothing but a laundry list. You know, anxiety, depression, bipolarism, PTSD. These are things that affect people often for the rest of their lives. It makes their lives twice as hard to live with and live through and deal with, besides family members getting hurt or dying, besides having problems in a relationship, besides having kids, besides car insurance and groceries and paying rent. It goes beyond all those things. It makes everything so much harder sometimes because it's so hard to deal with. And she acts like it's a piece of clothing you can take on and off. Oh, I have the binge monster inside of me. I binge all the time. Oh, wait, no, I don't. Oh, I have anxiety. Oh, no, wait, it's not anxiety. It's actually bipolarism. I'm bipolar. Oh, but I'm also depressed. Does she even know what bipolar means? I don't think she understands what bipolar means, where you get depression and then you get hyper enthusiastic. Like it ping pongs between the two. I don't think she even understands what bipolar is. She claims she does. I don't know. I don't want to take it from her, but I've known people that were bipolar and they don't act like her. And again, I know things affect people differently, but she just, you know, oh, I'm bipolar. Oh, wait, maybe I'm not bipolar. Maybe I'm just depressed. Oh, wait, no, I'm not any of those things. Actually, I have PTSD because I had such a horrible childhood. And I've told you about some of the things, but I won't tell you everything because it's too personal and I don't want to get personal. But I have it. I have it, guys. I really do. It's exhausting. It's exhausting to, you know, it's not a badge of honor to wear on your chest. And it's nothing to be ashamed of either. It's just something that is. It happens to a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there who have real issues and problems. I have such a hard time believing that she has any issues and problems. Because honestly, having anxiety, knowing others who have had anxiety, crying is not what you do. I mean, there's times when you're scared, you're fearful, maybe you scream, maybe you try to cut yourself because you want to feel something, because you start feeling numb, because anxiety can do that. Sometimes anxiety can make it so you feel like you can't breathe, like you're choking. So there's so many different things. I've never heard any of those things come out of her mouth, or, yeah, if it looks like I was crying, I was because I had another anxiety attack. I don't believe her. Am I the only one in this? Again, I hate to be judgmental. I don't want to be that person. But for God's sake, she literally changes diagnoses like she changes her outfits. And I just don't believe anything she says anymore. And it makes me angry. And I feel like maybe I need to step back for a couple days with her, because it infuriates me. Infuriates me the way that she treats it, as if it's insignificant, and it's not. To me, she's just using excuses to explain away why she still hasn't lost weight. And you know what? That in itself, losing weight is hard. I get that. A lot of people get it. It's hard to lose weight. And when you are at the size that she is, and this is not fat shaming, this is just stating a fact. She's a big girl, and it's harder to lose weight. It's harder to focus on things. It's harder to you know, get it together and understand what you're doing wrong and then correct it. And you don't correct it for a day or two, you correct it for a lifetime. It's not easy. It's not easy. Sometimes, you know, I've been following a diet for about 3 years, 3.5 years, and I've been on a much stricter diet for the past 6 months. It's not easy. And every once in a while, I'll fall back and get myself some tater tots or have an extra cookie that I shouldn't have. But I don't beat up myself for that, because it's like, okay, yeah, I went a little overboard with this meal, but I know that I'm not going to do that the rest of the day or the rest of the week or the rest of the month. I'm going to keep following. And I'm 90% following my stricter diet, being very careful with what I eat, because I want to be healthy. I want to breathe comfortably. And it just makes it easier. I'm on a more of an anti-inflammatory diet, if you want to know what it is that I'm doing. And I only can have poultry and vegetables and very, very little sugar, because sugar feeds it feeds the badness in your body. You don't want that. In fact, I knew a guy who had a tumor, and for 5 years, he stopped eating sugar, and the tumor was getting so small, it was pea-sized, and he was doing really well. And then he added sugar to his diet for some reason, and it grew so big, and he passed away not too long after. Which is why I want to avoid sugar, because it's not good for you. I have a very little bit of sugar in the form of like a cookie or some fruit. But fruit is natural sugar, and it doesn't hit you the same way. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. And it's not easy, but it's an everyday thing. It's a life change. I hate saying a lifestyle, but it's definitely, it's a change in the way that you eat that's permanent. It's not something you follow for a couple weeks and then you're good. It's not something you do for 12 weeks and then you get weight loss surgery. It's not like that. It's for a lifetime. And she still hasn't realized what that is or how to do that. And I'm so sick of her talking about her in her, superior voice. Oh, well, if I do this and I do that, then I can get weight loss surgery sooner, and la la la. It's all lies. It's all deceit. And it makes me so angry. Everything about her makes me angry these days. I just feel like everything she says is a lie. I feel like she lies, again, my personal opinion. I feel like she lies about her anxiety, about this new PTSD thing, about her binge eating, about her supposedly following all the things that she's supposed to be following for the weight loss surgery program. I just don't believe anything that she says. She infuriates me. And if she infuriates me, it makes me think I'm just watching her too much. And maybe, like I said, I need a little break from her. Because, man, she just makes me angry. Does anyone else feel that way? Please let me know. I hate to think I'm the only one here that's getting this annoyed and frustrated. It's not even a little bit. It's my opinion about her lies about PTSD, anxiety disorder, just in general, that really just made me so angry this time. I can't stand it. I just don't feel like she knows about anything that she's talking about. And sometimes I wish she'd keep her mouth shut. Anyway, that's all I gotta say.